Alright, Tails! Hey, Shadow.
That was awesome!
Yeah, nice work, guys.
The three had just been triumphant in their battle with the nefarious Dr. Eggman, who was causing a crisis with his latest scheme. His robots caused destruction on some items in the town that they were in during the battle, but luckily no one was hurt and no buildings were damaged. As per usual, Eggman threw a tantrum as he left the town after his defeat. The brooding hedgehog looked at the cheerful one, knowing that they had so little in common, yet so much at the same time. They were similar in appearance and abilities, but very different in personality, were practically polar opposites. Shadow had a grumpy, cold, and intimidating personality, while Sonic had a friendly, jolly, and easygoing one.
Leave it to me.
They brawled many times in disagreement, with views like night and day. But whenever the two shared a moment of calm, they knew that at the end of the day, they shared the same morality. Protect the ones you love, protect the world, and do the best you can to make life peaceful. Sonic looked at Tails, his little brother, best friend, and protege. He was proud of the fox who was happy and strong, who had healed from the pain of his past, from a hard life that became a joyful one when Tails met his future big brother. Tails looked at Sonic, his big brother, best friend, and mentor. He was grateful to the hedgehog who had taught him so much, who was kind and compassionate to him when he was all alone with no other soul willing to care for him. Memories of the bullies that tormented Tails weren't as painful to him as they were in the past, because he wasn't alone anymore. After he first met Sonic, with guidance from him, he gained confidence and started to believe in himself. The duo believe in themselves and each other, and together they are strong. They became a family that takes care of each other and lives a life full of adventure. Shadow admired the two siblings that cherished each other. It felt familiar to him. As he looked at Sonic and Tails, he saw so much of himself in his companion that was in his life long ago. He too also had a sibling, Maria Robotnik. She was one of the reasons he was created, as Maria's grandfather, Gerald, had hoped that a cure for her disease could be made with Shadow's creation. It was never known if Maria had a chance to be cured, as Shadow and Gerald lost her to unfair circumstances that were out of their control. Shadow's last memory of Maria, her on the ground speaking her final words to him as the soldier who took her life stood nearby, haunted his mind.
Maria!
He comforted himself with fond memories of his time with Maria to heal the pain in his heart. Shadow remembered her smile as he saw the ones on Sonic's and Tails' faces. They dreamed of what the future of their lives could have been if they could come to this planet. The two wanted to see it and live a peaceful life here together. Now, Shadow resides here and often spends his days all alone, but he is not always lonesome. He feels that Maria's soul is with him, and there are some days where companionship comes into his life, such as ones like today. He knew that life was precious, the two brothers in front of him being an example of that. Fulfilling her wish is a promise he made that he keeps, for this is his purpose now. As he lives his life, he finds that how he goes about keeping this promise is his own decision. Some days he volunteers at soup kitchens, and other days he protects the world that Maria cherished from those who threaten it. Freedom is another thing that he and Sonic have in common. Maria would be glad. Shadow often thought about his sister, who at the time was his only friend. Sonic had seen both pain and love on Shadow's face as they saw the arc in the sky over Mission Street. Shadow imagined Maria standing next to him, Sonic, and Tails. If she had lived, the four of them would have been two duos of siblings living life parallel.
How about we celebrate our victory with some lunch?
Sure, sounds good.
Would you like to come with, Shadow?
Yes. I will join you for a meal.
Shadow said politely. Sonic smiled, as he knew that despite Shadow's stoic disposition, he was happy in this moment and he appreciated the invitation. This was his way of showing it. But Shadow knew. Maria was there in spirit, smiling at the three of them and proud that her brother had friends again.
Today was a successful day, Maria.
Shadow thought as he stood next to Sonic and Tails and smiled. As the brooding hedgehog looked at the cheerful siblings, He smiled as he saw a reflection of himself and his sister.